Nolan King here for MMA Junkie, and I'm being joined by UFC lightweight Khama Worthy, who Saturday night will be in the cage fighting Luis Pena, Violent Bob Ross, at UFC on ESPN 12. But today, he's in the car and he's talking to us, and I appreciate it. Khama, how are you, man?
Good, man. Really good, man. Feeling good. Ready to get going on Saturday.
Hell yeah, man. We're just a couple of days away, and it's been a little while since we've seen you. You had that big UFC debut, ton of momentum coming out of that one. And then we haven't seen you return. So I guess what have you been up to since we last saw you compete?
Trying to get a fight, man. Training and trying to get a fight. I recently moved my gym. Dealing with COVID, dealing with the changes in the world and stuff. There's a lot of stuff going on, but I'm here and I'm ready to do my thing.
For sure. And you were scheduled on April 18th, a couple of different opponents. We had, Azatar fell out of the fight, and then you had Michael Johnson was supposed to be the fight, and then the whole event got canceled. So was that a tough situation to finally think you had an opponent and then have it switch and then have the whole thing canceled? Was that that uncertainty, was it difficult to deal with?
Yeah, I mean, because it went from like Azatar Artman, he's like a orthodox power striker, a little bit of a kickboxer, but more of a power striker. And then in a week they said, hey, take Michael Johnson, he's a southpaw split striker. So two completely different, completely different fight camps. And I was just like, fuck, I was going to fight, I don't care. And then 3 days later, it's like, oh, he fits capsule. You're just like, oh, come on, man. So it's definitely been hard, but not really much we could do. Everyone was dealing with the same situation.
That's for sure. And in your specific situation, too, coming off of what was one of the debuts of the year, one of the biggest upsets according to the bookmakers, was it tough not to be able to just ride that momentum into another fight? Like, was that something that kind of went in your mind, too?
Yeah, I wanted to fight in December. Then I wanted to fight in November, December, January, February, and then finally when it got time, my manager was like, "Hey, the fight that you asked for, Artman, he hurt his hand, but he said he'll be ready by April." I was like, "That sucks." That's like basically 7 months in my last fight. I was like, "All right, that's fine, I'll take it." And then all this stuff happened, and now I'm fighting him. I'm fighting Luis on like 2.5 week notice, just because that's just how things are happening now. So I had to pull an audible.
Yeah, are those two matchups still ones that interest you down the line? The Michael Johnson fight in particular, that's a guy that's a pretty big name, and I think a lot of people were looking forward to it. So do you hope that down the line sometime that you get matched up with those guys again, or you just looking for fresh matchups from here on out?
I definitely want the Azatar fight. The Michael Johnson fight, he just lost again. I don't know exactly how much, how he wants to fight, how much more he wants to fight. You know what I mean? What it is. But there's a couple other guys, man. I'm not particularly pushing for that fight. I do want the Azatar fight. That's a fight I do want. He hasn't lost yet. There's a couple other guys that I think would be cool, but I'm not trying to overthink them right now. I'm trying to figure out my task at hand because I have a really hard task at hand. But there's definitely some guys down here, but
yeah, no doubt, man. And you're talking about the tough task at hand. It is a tough task. Luis Pena, a fan favorite, somebody that's got a lot of popularity, his fighting style people like. When he was presented to you, were you familiar with him? Was he a guy a name that rung a bell? Did you recognize him?
Oh yeah, I've watched literally all of his fights. I actually like him. He's a cool fighter. I like the way he fights and stuff. I've watched all of his fights in UFC. I watched him on Ultimate Fighter and stuff. So I was definitely looking forward when they offered it to me. I told my manager, I'm like, that's a tricky one. He's tall, he's a southpaw. That's not something you're really used to. But I do have a main training partner, and he's a tall southpaw, and then I have about two other southpaws that I get work with in regularly. One's a boxer, one's a kickboxer. They're both tall, so they're over 6 feet tall. So that works in my favor, and so I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, and when we announced, when we put this fight out there, you guys, it seems like people are really excited for this fight too. Just the numbers that we got on social media and stuff. Outside of the main event and co-main event, I think this is the fight everyone's talking about. So for you, what's your assessment of it? What do you think fans can expect to see when you guys step in the cage on Saturday?
The Black Beast versus Francis Ngannou. Listen, stop anticipating shit and just let shit happen. Don't be putting pressure on motherfuckers. They gotta perform. You gotta do this. Yeah, I'm like, listen, we come out there, you're going to get a good fight. because sometimes, you know, like just like with the Israel and Asanya and freaking Romero fight, people put so much on fights that then if they're not as crazy as they think they are, the people are like, oh, this shit sucks. Like, people booed my last fight. Like, that's how fucking fans are. Like, you know what I mean? So you're gonna get an interesting fight. You're gonna get a fun fight. We're both high level fighters, grapplers, strikers, everything. We're gonna mix it up a little bit. So, but if there's not no like sledgehammer shit going on the whole time, don't start booing us, bro. Y'all ain't there, so it don't really fucking matter.
True that, man. We're not the ones in the cage. So last question for you, man. Any type of prediction for this fight? You're both known to have a solid amount of finishes on your record. Do you think this one goes the distance?
Realistically, honestly, I think it might go the distance. He's been working on American Top Team. That's a highly educated camp. Me and my coaches, my world class coaches here at my gym, the academy. So, it's gonna be a wheel breaker for sure. And I mean, like, I don't say I'm always looking for the finish. I never go into fights looking for the finish. They just happen to come. But I think it can go 3 rounds, or I think someone can get pressured into doing something dumb and get caught early. So it all just depends on how we show up that night. And I know I'm gonna try to make sure the best Khama Worthy shows up. And I know he's gonna try to make sure the best Luis shows up. And we're gonna fucking throw down. It's gonna be fun, and we'll sit down and get a drink afterwards or two.
Awesome, man. Well, I really appreciate the time. Stay safe. Have a safe rest of your ride home, and good luck on Saturday, Khama. Appreciate it.
Awesome, brother. Thank you.